Hi, I'm Edmund Wee. I'm the publisher at Epigram Books and the part owner of the Huggs Epigram Coffee Bookshop. I've tried to get Singapore books into the bookshop to some degree of success, but I think Singapore books understandably has to compete against the world. In a normal bookshop, you are competing against the bestsellers from the West. And it's really hard to get prominence, to give prominence to local books. So I decided to open a bookshop selling only Singapore books. The books in this bookshop are either written by a Singaporean, published by a Singaporean publisher, or the topic is Singaporean. So we don't sell Harry Potter here. Part of the reason for this display is to show you that, look, there are so many books on Singapore written by Singaporeans. You know, it's kind of, oh, you mean that Singaporeans have written so many books? Some people are surprised that there are even so many books. Actually, this is only a sample. There are many more. Yeah? We don't have enough space in the bookshop. Epigram has sort of three arms, or three kind of things we do. One is what we call custom publishing. This is where we publish books for mainly corporate histories. And then we have another arm called Epigram Books. This is where we publish mainly Singapore books, Singapore literature. And the third arm, I suppose, would be our bookshop, our retail arm. It started out as a company called localbooks.sg, where we sold books online. And then this is kind of the brick and mortar version of local books. But when we came out as brick and mortar, we decided to name it Epigram Bookshop. When we started about 6 years ago, there were a lot of poetry, there were a lot of short stories being written, but really there was hardly any fiction written. There were also practically no novels written for primary school kids, local novels I mean. Similarly with picture books. At the time when we started, there were very few picture books that were local. Most of it were imported from the States or UK. And we felt, why should we read stories about blonde-haired princesses and castles, you know? Why not about local issues and local children? And so that's what we did. It's surprising that people keep asking me, oh, why are you publishing local books? In fact, to me, it's the opposite, right? Why shouldn't I be? Yeah, I should be publishing. I'm a Singaporean. I believe in Singapore fiction. I believe Singapore stories are important. I wanted to introduce the public to Singapore authors. Unlike the West, where there are many authors, it's very rare to find a Singapore author, right? All of us know a doctor, all of us know a lawyer. But if you ask someone, oh, have you met a Singapore author, you know? So I said, why don't we bring them in, put them in the bookshop? So we started this thing called Authors in Attendance. So every day we have an author in the coffee shop here, sitting in one of the tables. Sometimes we have an artist or an illustrator instead. And the illustrators, before they leave, we get them to draw something on the wall. And the author, we get them to come in here. Some authors will come in and read a book. Sometimes some will come in and write their next novel. The next time you're here in this bookshop, go up and speak to the author. Find out how to become a writer, or just find out about what it's like to be a writer. I hope it continues to get more support from all sectors of society. Singapore Lit is not going to grow just because one sector supports it. I think the whole society has to embrace it.